Hi, and welcome back to the Bloom Diaries, a podcast where we discuss all things beauty, lifestyle, K-pop, and more. I'm your host, Raina.
And I'm Emily, and we're here to be your big sisters for the day.
We want to create a safe space where we can talk about things that are important to us and our listeners. We're open to having our listeners ask questions anonymously, so please check the form in the description box below, and your question may be featured in our next podcast.
The Bloom Diaries is streaming on Spotify and YouTube. Please subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. We're so excited to share our thoughts, experience, and tips with all of you. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok for more content on self-growth. With that being said, let's bloom together.
Welcome back to the Bloom Diaries. My name is Raina.
And I'm Emily.
And today we're going to be talking about
our experience at Tan's Kpop concert.
Yeah! It was their first time doing the US tour.
Mm-hmm.
And we were so excited, and we literally found out about
Yeah, there was an ad on Instagram, and then I sent it to her, and I'm like, wait, there's a concert in our city, and it's only 10 minutes away.
Yeah,
so like we should go, and then like tickets were really affordable.
Yeah,
so really yeah, that's how we went, and now we're like literally obsessed with them.
Yeah, we have not stopped talking about them for days.
Yeah, like this whole week going to work, or just driving, we were literally listening to their songs today. I think it's been like exactly a week.
Yeah,
tomorrow will be exactly a week since we went to their concert.
But it was a really unforgettable experience.
Really unforgettable. Like, I miss them so
Definitely,
much.
if you haven't gone to a Tan concert, yeah, should.
It was so fun. Like,
they did promise that they'll come back.
Yeah, they
to the
did.
US. So
I'm hoping they come here.
Yeah, I hope
because
so.
I know they didn't have one in LA for some reason. I don't know why. Usually that's where
right.
That's usually where all the K-pop groups stop to do their concert. But it was Fresno and then Sacramento, and Atlanta. Yeah, and those were the only 3 stops. Then after the Sacramento concert, they did a fan meeting in LA for only like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then they had to like go to
dip.
They had to dip. They had to go to the airport right away. But
so we can get started off with the first question.
Enough of that.
We can talk about them for days, y'all.
Yeah, we can. How did we prepare for like concerts in general? Like any tips? So I've been to a couple of concerts. I think this was your first one, right?
Yeah, this was my first K-pop concert, but my second one in all the concerts I've been to.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. Like the first one I went to was like BTS. I think Love Yourself tour. I felt like I was not prepared at all.
I think that's how first concerts go.
Yeah, I think so. I really suggest if you go to a concert that's like not in your city, that is like an hour or 2 away, and you plan on staying in that town or city for that concert, I suggest staying at a hotel. Because the first time we went to I went to the BTS concert, my first concert, and it was in LA. We had booked a Airbnb, but as we were like, we went to the mall first, and as we were at the mall, I get an email that our Airbnb was canceled. And I'm like,
wait, last minute?
Yeah, and it was like 2 hours before we check in. And I'm like, where am I going to stay?
But you guys paid and stuff.
Yeah, and then I messaged her, and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's supposed to cancel like this date to that date. I don't know why it canceled yours. I'll like, fix it. She fixed it, and then we got there, and we couldn't open the gate. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like in Malibu. If you guys can't open it, then like I can't help in any way, because I'm trying to like I gave you all the instructions on how to do it, and like if you guys can't do it, then I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to cancel this, and you guys are gonna go find somewhere else to stay. And I'm like, what? I was like shaking, because I'm like, where the heck do I stay?
Yeah.
Because the hotels are gonna be so expensive. So I was like freaking out, but we figured it out. So it was all good. But I really suggest staying and booking a hotel because you're guaranteed to maybe find another room.
It's good to book in advance as well.
Yes, book in advance because it will get more expensive.
Yeah, I would say like after you get your concert tickets for sure, then you can start looking for like places to stay. Or if you have like relatives or friends that are, willing to offer their space for you, definitely take that. Just to save some money.
Yeah.
And also have like someone drop you off at the concert just because parking situation
is so horrible.
It's so bad. And first concert was actually seeing The Weeknd in the Bay Area. It was a really good experience for my first concert as well. I remember you do have to check like what kind of items you're allowed to bring in the venues. Each venue is like different.
Yeah.
So for the one that I went to, they wanted like a certain sized bag. Don't remember what I brought, but as long as you have your essentials, you never know if you're going to be staying in the sun. Maybe bring some sunscreen. Always bring some like wet wipes or a sanitizer. Just because everyone's touching the same things.
Yeah.
And your phone, of course, or like a camera if they allow it. So they do have like certain items that you can't bring. So for example, like I know some people they like to smoke and some venues do allow it, but some venues don't. So like check for that too. That's like the most general tips I would have if you were like trying to see what like where to go for your concert. But yeah, I had lots of fun. If y'all haven't seen The Weeknd yet in live, like his voice is amazing. Like y'all should go because he knows how to perform. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Any tips? I would just say
Eat.
yes, eat
before you go because you don't know how long the concert is. From Tam's concert, they didn't sell any food or water.
Yeah, or water. Like we were thirsty.
Yeah. Luckily, there was a coffee shop like
pretty close by.
It was just in the corner.
Yeah.
So it was just like a minute walk. And we were like, "Do you guys have water?" And they're like, "Yeah." And we got like 3 cups of water, and we
for free.
Yeah, and we rushed back because our friend Anime texted us like, "The show starts in 5 minutes," and she was still in there. And we're like, "Okay." And then the door was still open, and then as we like entered in, the lady was telling her workers that, "Okay, no more people coming in and out. You need to close the doors." And we're like, "Oh my god, if we didn't get there on time, like we would have
missed everything."
Yeah, we would have missed everything.
The higher priced tickets that comes like in a bundle of fan services, if we had missed like the doors open, we would have missed all of that opportunity.
I would have busted that door open.
I know. We would have been like, get
it open. Banging on the door.
Yeah. Another tip is when we were mentioning about parking, what I did with my siblings and I went to the Weeknd concert. So we were going to actually park at the venue parking center, and they have the parking lot is huge. And you definitely have to make sure like of where you park because
for Tam's concert, we went there like we went to the theater where they were performing at, and we like 2 hours before. There was not really that much people, but yeah, we like drove around the theaters just to look where we could park. And then we came back, got ready, and then we knew where to park.
Yeah. So I think that's a good idea. But that's only because we're like close to the area.
Or go if you're like far, like go a day before.
Yeah.
And explore the area, and like just kind of scan where any spaces are available to park.
Or if you can't, then I would suggest looking up the place online. There's like Google Maps.
Oh yeah, that too. What was your favorite memory from the Tan US tour?
Ooh, I have a lot of favorite memories.
There's a lot.
Definitely the Fansign. It was actually both of our first
time. Yeah, it was our both like first time with the Fansign.
The Fansign, yeah. Also, there's also like I don't know why, but like there was like some one or two seats in front of me and Emily, and you could see like straight ahead, like the stage. We were pretty close to the stage.
We were like fourth row from the stage.
And I swear, I think like one of the members was looking at me. Like,
we're Delulu.
Yeah,
we are Delulu.
Yes.
We are in Delulu
But then
land.
there's also some moments where like we were waving to them like crazy, and they actually responded, and we're like, they noticed us.
I was waving at Taejun for like a minute straight, and he like saw me because he was like right like in front of us on the stage, and I kept waving for like, I don't know, until he noticed. He like looked, and he looked back at me, and then he waved back, and I was like,
yeah. And Taehoon too. Remember?
I don't remember Taehoon.
We were doing this.
Oh,
and then he saw it, he was like, yeah. and then I remember when Sunghyuk was like looking at me, and he was like singing.
I like how she says, I remember when Sunghyuk was looking at me.
But I swear, we made eye contact. And he was, okay, so Emily was on my left side, right? And then he was just singing like, and then he was like looking at me like that, but he was just like with an intense eye stare. And then I was like to Emily, I was like,
I remember her going like that
like 2 or 3 times, but yeah, and even when like Jaejun like saw you,
I go like,
and like it's just funny because we bought tickets at different times.
Yeah, but
we got to sit next to each other, which is funny. And then another thing is like, I was asking my friends which outfit I should wear on the day of the concert. And then one of my friends decided to like that she wanted to come to the concert as well. So she bought tickets last minute.
Literally the day, like,
yeah, it was just like what, 3 hours before the concert started.
Yeah,
they had plenty of space.
Yeah.
And she just got lucky.
Yeah, she sat at the row behind us.
Yeah,
but she got like the middle seat, like in the middle.
The best view.
Yes, Sunghyuk touched my hand.
Yeah,
like he was like this, like he was like giving me a high five, but I was like,
yeah, I saw this girl. She was just like, and I was just like, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, I would do that too.
Like the girl next to me gave him a high five, but I'm like,
yeah, he was just like, he was trying to keep his cool.
Also,
and he was just like,
also at the high touch. So you know they go like this, right? we were like this. Well, like, okay, you be them.
Okay.
And then we're like this.
Yeah, they're just like this. Like they did not close their fingers.
Yeah, like they did. I don't know.
Some of them closed their fingers with me.
I think Juwon and Chaejun. I feel like I remembered them too.
What did they do?
They actually clapped their hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember Hyunya did that too.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I don't remember because like I was holding their hands and some of them were like this and I kept holding.
You're like, wow, this is awkward.
Yeah, no. Like literally, I was like, "Annyeonghaseyo," and then I just kept talking to them like this. I never let go.
It was like this. This is Emily.
Once I got to Sunghyuk, like I was like, I forgot what I was saying, and then he was like looking at me. He's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "I forgot." I was so embarrassed. I told Juwon that he was really cool tonight or like today, and he was like, "Oh no, 감사합니다," and I was like,
I love his voice. It's so sexy. Like
he's so hot.
Yeah,
like,
he's hot without trying. And yeah,
he has a nose piercing.
Jeju?
No, Juwon.
Yeah.
Are we talking? Wait. I was talking about Juwon. Juwon is.
But yeah, I think he's hot too.
Juwon's hot. But yeah, Juwon's the one with the nose piercing. Like I didn't know until like I got close up to him,
Oh yeah, I didn't know until.
Well, yeah, obviously because we were far, but once we were up close, like I saw him.
So there's also bundles where you could take photos with them.
Yeah.
And I took a picture with Juan, but then like I didn't notice that he had a nose piercing until after the concert when she told me. And then I zoomed in his picture. And I was like, oh yeah, he does have a nose piercing.
Chaejun being a big flirt.
Yeah. Okay, so he asked me. Sorry, did you want to say it?
No, you say it. You say it.
I'm sorry, I just got too excited because no one said that to me before. So like he was like, oh yeah, hello, how's your day? And then I was like holding his hand, and he would hold them back and like shake him a little. And then I was just so excited. I was like, oh yeah, my day was so good. Like, how's yours? And he was like, oh, my day was beautiful because of you.
Yeah, and then she left, and then it was my turn, and I was like, oh hi, like you're my bias, like you're my favorite. And he's like, oh, I love you. And I'm like, I love you too. And then as I was walking to Juwon, we're still looking at each other, and he goes, what does he say? Oh, I only have my eyes on you. And I'm like, okay.
Yo, he knows what to say to make your heart flutter.
He's such a flirt.
Yeah, and then the next girl comes along because she was like after me. Yeah. And then like Emily came along and he was like saying all these stuff to her, and I was just like, wait, what? He's not faithful, y'all.
He is a huge extrovert.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is so friendly. Like, everyone that like came up to him, he's like, hey, what's up? Or like, hi.
He's really chill.
Yeah, he's so cute. Like, he's my bias. He's my favorite. I've been a fan of him since C Clown. So I told him that I remember him in C Clown, and his name was Maru.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, oh my god. And then he started laughing.
Yeah, he's probably embarrassed.
Yeah. But yeah, I told him that like I know him from C Clown.
Well, I also said, oh, I remember you since I was like 9 years old. And then Juwan was right next to him. And Juwan was like, whoa. He was so shook. And then when I was just like so happy to meet them. And so I wasn't like really paying attention to what I was saying sometimes. But then Jaejun was so happy to like, see us. And then so like when I went back in my seat, I was like, wait, I wasn't 9, I was 13.
Huge difference.
I know. He thought I was hecka young. But it's okay. He's probably not gonna remember.
He probably felt super old.
Yeah. My other favorite memory, I was like talking to Hyunyo. I was wearing so many rings. I wore like 15 rings because my plan was so that I can like get their attention, of course. But then I also wanted to like give them a ring, just to like have them remember like the event of the concert of the US. This is their first US tour. And so I just wanted to make it like memorable for them too. And like I feel like each member had rings on.
They all had rings.
Yeah, I was like, oh my, like I didn't know that. But then the venue that we went at, they didn't allow us to give them gifts. So then we had to give gifts on the side.
They had like we were expecting, like, you know how in Korea they do fan signs where like the fans actually get to sit for them
and give them like gifts or
and like and give them gifts that way. But we didn't realize that there was like a girl, like while we were waiting in line outside, there was a girl with a box, and she was saying that if you have gifts, like put it in this box. But we didn't realize that, and so we were holding on to our letters, and then until like we were up in line, I think for the fan sign.
I think so.
And then she asked the staff like, oh, we have these letters, like could you like possibly give it to them? And she's like, oh yeah, like I can do that. And then we like quickly took them all out and like gave it to her.
Yeah,
which was super nice of her.
Yeah, you're usually when concerts or K-pop concerts in general, like if you want to do a fan sign up for the fan sign event, you have to check like what you're allowed to bring to, like clear bags, your bag size matter, the items that you bring matter. Oh yeah. Anyways, back to Hyunyo.
Oh, yeah.
I was wearing my rings, and then like he actually like closed his hands like this when he meets his fans, and so I told him that he was my bias, and I was like, "Oh, you look so cute today," but I was just like, I didn't know like what I say in front of them. I was just like, I was just spacing out and saying what I was thinking at that moment. And he was like, "Oh, you look so pretty," and I was just like fangirling. And then he was just like, "Oh yeah, like okay." So he let go of my hands,
Yeah.
because I was just like trying to be polite and stuff. And then he saw my rings on his hand, and then he was just like, "Oh, I like your rings," and he was like staring at my nails when they were like longer. I did my nails a couple weeks before the concert, and he was just staring at them. He was like, the way he was looking at my hands, and then he was like, "I like your rings," and he was just like, and I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then I looked at his hand; it was like on the desk. It was like that. And then I saw that he was wearing rings too. So I made a move, and I was just like, "Oh, I like your rings too." And he was like, "Oh, thank you." He told me like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna come back to the US, so like I want to give you a promise." And so he made this move, like he stuck his pinky out and he wanted to like pinky promise me. And then after we pinky promised, I had to leave to like the next member. And then before I left, he was just like, "I love you, bye." And I was just like,
he's literally the cutest.
yeah, he's extroverted and super sweet.
And he's so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, like during the high touch, when I said 안녕하세요, and he's like, "Oh, do you know Korean?" I'm like, "Just a little bit." He goes, "사랑해," you know.
Yeah,
I was like,
he's so nice.
But yeah,
He knows how to make your heart flutter, but in like the
he's so
sweetest
cute.
way possible.
Yeah. Taehoon said that he liked my hair bows that I had on. He's like, "I like your bows," and I was like, "What?" I was like, "What?" And then he's like, "Your hair bow right here." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." Yeah, he's literally the cutest. He's really tall, but he's like a little baby. He's so
like
cute.
He notices our outfits.
Because, really?
Yeah, I went to him and he was like, "Ooh, I like your jacket."
I think he said that to like everyone.
Yeah,
that
he just
like,
looks at
"Ooh,
what you're wearing.
I like this. Ooh, I like your shirt."
Yeah.
I feel like you did that a lot to everyone.
Another thing is like when we went to go take pictures with like the members that we selected. He was one of the members I wanted to take pictures with. So I was just waiting in line, and I had like a photo card because I bought some albums, and I had a photo card of him, like his baby picture.
What do you remember? What did he say? Yeah, I remember. What did he say?
He was like, okay, so I was like, "Is this you?" You know, just showing him the photo card, and he was like, "Me? Wow." And then he just started taking the selfie, and then I didn't get an answer from him. He was just like, "Oh, that's me. Wow." And then he was just like,
it's like, I want to go.
Yeah, I'm like, please don't show me. But he was really sweet. He took a couple of selfies, which is really nice.
Like how many?
He took like 3. 3? That was the most pictures out of
really
members, yeah. But I really wish I would have taken some with Hanyo because
I know.
I think he's my ultimate bias now.
Yeah, he's the sweetest. He's so cute. I told Jisung that he looks like Namjoon from BTS, and he's like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, thank you." And he really took it as a compliment.
I know.
Yeah,
so sweet.
He's so cute. He's
18.
Yeah, that whole night, Chung Sung was like, "He's only 18. Oh, he's 18." And I'm like, we get it. Like, we know. He's a baby.
Because Changsung is like the leader of Tan.
He's the oldest.
He feels more protective of the babies.
That's cute though.
And, yeah.
That's really cute. But yeah. Let's see. Are the photos of Polaroids worth it?
I think they're worth it.
I definitely think they were worth it. Anime was joking around. I better expect a kiss because I paid $30 for it.
Yeah. Once we got to the venue, because like they sold out. Yeah. So once we got to the venue, they're like, "Hey, big surprise! We're gonna like open up more like photo opportunities." Yeah. And now instead of $34, we're gonna give y'all a discount to $30.
It was only $4 off.
Yeah, which is fine, but I wish I could have just took pictures with all the members.
Yeah, I kind of regret it now. But like before I think we were like getting ready, and driving there, and I was like telling you guys that, oh, I regret it so much. I should have gotten like a selfie ticket with like Juan and Sunghyuk. I was like so sad because I only had one selfie ticket with Chejun. And then when she said that, and I'm like, oh my god! I was like literally like on my phone, like loading the page for it to load and like get 2 more tickets, and I secured it. So that was nice.
So for this concert specifically, like you have to buy the tickets and photos like online. You can't just buy it straight up at the register.
I was not expecting Taejun to be a huge extrovert.
Yeah.
I was expecting him to be like more calm because he looks like
he looks like a baddie that I don't know how to explain it. Like he looks more quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was like, and I was like, oh, this is new. Juwon, I was not expecting him like we were taking. I took a selfie with him.
Oh yeah.
And I was not expecting him to like
be super
hold
close.
Me, because I went up to him. And then I was like, I don't know what pose to do. And he's like, oh, come on, really? And I was like, yeah, hug? And then he's like, okay. And I gave him my camera, and like he held me super tight, and he's like trying to adjust, and I'm like, oh. Yeah. I'm like, oh. And then he put his head super close to mine. And then like we took a picture, and like I don't really like how my face looks, but it's like whatever because his face is like super close to mine.
You look hella fine that night.
That's probably why Sunghyuk was like stunned.
Yeah, I think he couldn't resist those.
Did your bias change after attending the concert?
I don't know. I feel like I love all of them equally.
Mine's the same, but I gained a bias wrecker, which is Juwon. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. And before we end this podcast episode, make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, to follow us on Spotify. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Bye.